Success as a real estate agent. Back to where we left off. Chapter 8, creating leads with third-party websites. The real estate industry has historically been in control of real estate information and access to that information. That all changed as the online presence of real estate grew. When local multiple listing services began to sell access to the information to third parties, the new age of real estate information access was born for buyers and sellers. This big change has created both opportunities and challenges for real estate companies and agents. Because you don't control the information and its access, your value proposition needs to be different than it is in the past. Previously, the consumer was forced to rely on an agent to understand what properties might be for sale. Access background information on those homes, discover what the sellers paid for them, and even find out what the taxes are on the properties. Now, the consumer can get all the information without an agent. The monopoly of information is gone, and agents must sell their value based on experience, knowledge, expertise, negotiating prowess, and more. Some companies are trying to gain back control of yesteryear, but not allowing the MLS a direct syndication of their listing to third-party websites. Though I understand their frustration with the current state of third-party sites using the company's listing inventory to create leads of buyers and sellers. And those leads then, in effect, are being sold back to the company and agents through monthly services, zip code exclusively per lead costs, and referral fees. I personally believe the time for prospective strategies is long over. That train left the station years ago. Any agent or company that doesn't allow open access and syndication of their listings is not doing what is best for their client, the seller. I personally believe the third-party companies are just too powerful and with too many eyeballs. Using them to search for homes online, agents have to work effectively with these third-party websites rather than remove their listings from them, as some companies have done. Our job as agents is to expose our listings to the wider group of buyers and agents. This increases the odds for our sellers that their home will sell and for market value or higher. The elephant in the room, third-party real estate sites. There's clear frustration with companies like Zillow and Realtor.com. The latter was actually owned at one time by the real estate community. The term realtor is a registered trademark by the National Association of Realtors, although NAR no longer has ownership of the Realtor.com company. There are also hundreds of smaller, more niche sites that focus on creating leads and distributing those leads to agents. Many of them charge an upfront fee to agents, who then assume the risk of turning those leads into sales and profits. Other sites have a referral fee model where they distribute leads for a 25 to 40% the commission collected. These sites are sharing the risk with the agent. The love-hate relationship with Zillow and Realtor.com. If you review online forums and Facebook groups frequented by real estate agents, there is little ambivalence towards Zillow and Realtor.com. The views posted by agents are strongly held and run the gamut. There are plenty who have virtual for these third-party companies. The frustrations agents share about the lack of control, high costs of leads through those companies, low conversion rates, and lack of momentum expressed by internet home searchers is splashed all over those forums. The agents who do use Zillow and Realtor.com effectively and make money for their usage and association with their companies are a small minority. I'll let you be the judge of whether that's because few agents are having access or they don't want to share their success rates with others. And they're just too busy with the leads created by these companies in making money, but the mole content crowd is loud and proud. My advice is to treat it all as white noise. There is opportunity here, as with any marketing strategy or service. However, you have to consider whether it fits you, your goals, and the type of business you're building. Is it a good business strategy for you and your sellers to create exposure and leads with these companies? Can you create a return on your marketing dollars, time, effort, and energy sufficient to create a profit? I was recently reviewing a coaching client's rate of return on her online ad spending, pay-per-click numbers, third-party site speed, and commission income for each source. Her return on investment for Zillow was the highest of all marketing, and the other areas weren't even close, so we bought more, of course. Results can vary by marketplace. The truth is, each of the major online search platforms in Zillow, Realtor.com, and Homes.com have their pulses and minutes. Each has its own system, strategy, and terminology for agents to consider and use. Each of them is always adjusting, tweaking, and launching new programs and opportunities because your marketplace has unique buyers, sellers, economic conditions, marketplace conditions, and technology usage. Among a host of other factors, you might achieve different results with each one or different results than another agent in a different marketplace. Bend, Oregon, where I live, is a smaller town of 100,000 people. It's a resort town with a high concentration of second homes, short-term rentals, and a high percentage of more affluent buyers who have relocated from other places. The strategies agents use with the third-party sites are more effective when they mirror strategies used in other ski and golf resort markets than they are when they use strategies common in, say, Portland, which is 3 hours away. As an agent, you must be able to track and monitor the results you're getting from each online company. How many leads are you getting from Zillow each month? What is the conversation rate for the leads you receive from Realty.com, from lead to appointments? How much did you earn in pending and closed commissions for your Homes.com leads? As a business owner, you have to look at each of these individually and ask each of these questions. You're not looking for a one-to-one ratio. In other words, if I spend $1 with Realtor.com, I am not looking for a $1 in return to review. That is a sure way to lose money as a business owner. As a business owner, I'm looking to achieve at a minimum a 4-to-1 return. In the real estate business, the cost for my time will eat, will eat up to 25% of the return. 25% will be for expenses and overhead. 25% will likely go to federal and state taxes. What I'm left with if I manage a 4-to-1 ratio is 25% profit in profit. That is why 4.1 is bare minimum. Too frequently, agents view an expenditure in terms of, I only need one transaction to pay for this marketing. That doesn't factor in your time, overhead, and profit margin. Any business that is going to have longevity needs to create profits. When you're investing in marketing and lead generation, you need at a minimum 4 to 5 times return, in my view, to achieve a good profit margin. The only way to determine that is to monitor and track numbers and to try something for a reasonable period of time, especially with third-party online lead generation strategies. It will be 6 months before you will know if you are going to be profitable because of the delay in income. With online buyers having a longer sales cycle due to transactions needing to close, at the 6-month mark, you have to look at both closed dollars and pending dollars based on your portal leads. You might even look at the people you are actually showing houses to from Zillow, Realtor.com, and Homes.com and determine the odds that they'll buy and close in the next few months. As agents, using sound business evaluation skills is your only option. Zillow, the white whale of real estate. Zillow has more unique visitors than both Realtor.com and Homes.com combined. If you're thinking of widening into the waters of third-party sites for a lead generation, you must take a serious look at Zillow. You will notice that I devote a lot more space here to Zillow than Realtor.com and Homes.com. If I do that for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that it is the largest and most powerful of the three. To me, Zillow has earned the lion's share of the discussion because of its power. The second reason is that the three have practices in common. They all work to innovate new ways to create leads, capture online searchers, agents, and companies, and they copy each other's ideas and strategies. Because of that, some of what I say about Zillow also applies to the other two. It would be redundant to write as much as Realtor.com and Homes.com. Thank you so much for catching up on success as a real estate agent. See you later.